Um,
Okay.
Good, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And basically, the intent with our Wednesday night meetings at 9 is for those who are brand new joining us to have just a quick, about 20-minute overview of how to get started as a trader. And when I say trader, it's like, it's not with a T. I have to think of a different word because I was thinking, as long as you hear it correctly, a trading within the IM Academy, learning how to become a Forex trader. The idea, of course, is that we believe that this product that we have is the magic of the company. It's the big, big difference. There's other businesses that have great, maybe vitamins or healthcare products or this, that, or whatever. This is one of a kind where you can literally, without recruiting anybody, without selling anything, without, trying to promote something, just by using the product, you can learn to make money with money you already have. And because of that, we feel it's very, very important if you join with the IM Academy that you do experience that part of what IM is all about. Most people who stay with IM, that's all they ever do. They might refer a couple people for the free enrollment, instead of paying your monthly fee of $175 or whatever. They refer to people and they get their monthly fee waived, and that's fantastic. But all of it still comes down to getting people to have a positive experience as quickly as possible with IM. So we're going to be doing that in a second. I'm going to have Jason do that for us. Basically, the step 1, 2, 3, 4 of what you need to know to get started as a trading Forex. Of course, most people, we assume that that's where you start. And once you get started, you have so much more you can discover later. But we want to make sure that we have a clear path towards success experience in trading the Forex. So the couple of quick things we want to just remind everyone, there's a spelling error here. You have to know how to spell. So there's a new website, traderscorner.org. But all this is a simple sharing tool so that if you decide, man, I love this, I want my friend to see it, you could show them the IM opportunity, both on the trading side as well as on the business builder side. Just be aware, you all should have received it by now. You can go into your text and type in www.traderscorner.org and literally be able to bring up the video. The video that we have on there is a person who's a 100K per month earner. But what I love about his presentation of IM, he touches very lightly about lightly on the networking. I was in a hurry. He touches very lightly on the networking and primarily talks about the trading, right? And so I listened to his business presentation today as well. It's the same thing. He just believes what you really want to pay attention to here is the opportunity to learn a skill that is with you for the rest of your life. So this website, I want all of you to be familiar with it. There's actually, just so you're aware, the primary video, which is actually a little bit less than 8 minutes long, 7.5 minutes. And then if you scroll down, there's 3 more videos. One is trading only, 4 minutes. One is the comp plan for people who want to be builders, and then a presentation that covers both, right? So just be aware that landing page has all 3. And Jason, thank you for building that for us. Just really, really appreciate that. I believe it's a fantastic tool to help introduce people to IM in relatively short order. Simple cut and paste. That's all I do. Just so you're aware, again, if you're a trading person, you should be aware that because we're not allowed to travel, what's happening is that there's lots of things that are very different within IM right now than is usually the case. And one of the things is we have lots of online opportunities to learn. So right now there's a trade-a-thon that covers off, I think, 18 of 24 hours, I believe it is, of a day. I'm not going to spend time on this other than to say there's 5 of the top traders. And without upgrading from platinum, You can literally follow these traders and listen to them. And the purpose of this is that you can expose yourself to different styles. Now you have Lee Allen and Kathy Kirkland. Both these ladies started in IM about 3-4 years ago with just a small amount of money. So Dr. Kathy Kirkland, I believe it was $70 she started with and turned it into $1 million within a year. But she spent 3 or 4 months seriously learning the skill. She's decided to treat it like going to university. You're not going to kick the tires here. You're going to learn the skill. She did that. And so great. You have very different styles, by the way, but you can play around with it. It doesn't cost you any money, and you can check it out. So make sure, again, if you're playing around with various traders, you're using a demo account. I know I used my own demo account with Dr. Kathy Kirkland, and she's so fast and so quick. I very quickly entered some trades without knowing what I was doing. I made some big mistakes. So you don't want to use anything else but a demo account when you first listen to these people. It's more about listening to the style of education, deciding, you know what, I really like that style and I can relate to that person. So the other thing is, just so you're aware, and again, type in immarchmadness.com. So I listened to these presentations by Jason Brown and Matt Rosa. So because they can't travel, they're stuck. It's only Zoom calls, no live meetings anywhere. The advantage is Jason Brown does a presentation with his team, business opportunity presentation 4 times per day. So most of the week is behind us. Thursday and Friday is left. You can see the time zones, right, where you can join. And what I found very interesting is they don't mention anything about networking, nothing, zero. Their presentation is 100% about the IM platform. To learn how to trade, if you want, you can refer to people. Your platform is free. They call it a scholarship program. It's just really interesting to listen to the different styles of presentation. That's the top networkers, but their style of presentation is all about the Trading Academy. And then there's the other guys, the other team. I can't even pronounce David's last name, but he's the team leader, top person. Again, the same thing. You can see there's opportunities presentations. You just type in invest in 2020, and you can join their live presentations. So again, we're going to post this presentation afterwards. I don't spend a lot of time on this. Different style presentation. Why I was so curious about these people, because I want to know, what is the general culture of our company? Is it about greed, or is it about helping people? And the fact is, I can say with 100% certainty, listening to all these top leaders, there's always a small percentage of people that are offside, but the general culture of this company is about helping people. It's character, it's not greed, teaching a skill. So you can be very proud of the company that you're part of. And so just a reminder again, we have this new platform called Traders Corner. And so our vision here is not to pull you in any way away from the Freedom Revolution team. The leadership of Melanie and Greg is second to none. Even to this day, if I was sending people to one webinar to learn about the IM Academy, it would be to Greg and Melanie. They are the best of the best. But the one piece that I believe that is so important to do is to make sure that everyone who joins IM, if all they want to do is trade, that's fine. We have to make sure that that's totally understood. That's fine. And what we're going to do is help you to get started as a trader, a Forex trader, and be successful with that, have fun with it, experience something positive. And, and you never have to recruit. You can make money. And so now I get to introduce a very, very, very good friend of mine. And he's going to share with you tonight, basically the getting started pathway. And first of all, I'll say about Jason, we've been involved in other previous businesses with Jason and his beautiful family. Of course, we get to know people, and we didn't necessarily have the level of financial success in previous opportunities, but we did have the opportunity to get to know people that we really love. And I can say this about Jason, that his passion is, again, all about helping people. It's not about, trying to get people on board and then off we go with the next person. It's to really coach people because we want you to experience success, to receive a sense of hope that this can make a difference for you, but beyond hope, a pathway to success. So Jason Smith is the basically the first person I went to when I decided, we're going to maybe do this. And of course, Jason came on board. Very excited to have him be working with him. So I'm now going to stop sharing and turn the platform basically back to Jason Smith. Thanks, Jason, and he's going to share with us the Getting Started pathway. Thanks so much. What do I do, Jason?
No, it starts with me unmuting myself. So thank you very much, Roy. And thanks for that great introduction. And thank you all for being here tonight. Again, for the new people, we want to just make this a repeated process of introducing you to the first steps to ensure that you get the best possible success as a trader and as a member of IM Academy. So without taking too much time, let me just try and get my screen back here. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so let me share my screen. All right, so people always ask, how do we get started? What's the first steps? And for people who've been in the business with us as traders, this is not new for you. This is all very familiar, but it's important that repetition builds habit and builds success. So again, Roy alluded to new members coming on board. We want to follow the footsteps, follow the training of Freedom Revolution, our leadership team. And I can't stress it enough that don't reinvent the wheel when you bring on a new member. When you get started for the first time, you need to take advantage of the steps that have been laid out before us and get ourselves onboarded properly so that we have the best success, best opportunity for success. So with that said, we want to go to essentially when you sign up a new member, the first thing you're going to do is go to freedomrevolution.ca. And you're going to log in. Now, I've already logged in, and I guess I could have waited, but you're going to log in, and you're going to come to the menu and click on the welcome letter, or basically the trading. We want to get people started right away in trading. So we're going to click on the trading and look for the first steps. Okay, so first step, pretty plain and simple. We want to make sure they can access IM Center. IM Center is home base for all IM Academy. And so after a new member comes on board, they can either link to it directly from their back office, or they're going to come to the login and access the site. So one thing I'll note here, and if members have ever experienced a bit of a lag from being able to access the IM Center immediately after signing somebody up, I've noticed this a few times. So when you first go through the purchase process, you sign up, and you're in the back office. Okay, so let me just be very visual with this. We're going to be in this site here. Okay, so this is the just give me a sec. All right, so you're going to be in the back office. This is where once you pay your fee, you instantly get logged in here. Now, the challenge I've experienced a few times, and some other members have experienced, is when you immediately go into IM Center and log in like I just did, there's a disconnect. It's not logging in right away, and sometimes it takes till the next morning. So that is something that I know head office is working through, trying to merge these databases and have a real-time sync. But if you do experience this with a new member, don't get hung up on it. Come back to this the next day or later, or we'll record some videos in the Traders Corner YouTube channel. I haven't done that yet, but that's what will happen. Go straight to the Freedom Revolution site and go through the rest of the checklist. Okay, so skip step 1 if you don't have access to IM Center. Step 2, we're going to download MetaTrader. Do this right away. This is so critical. Get them on the app, get them set up on the app. And again, I'm not going to go through a complete walkthrough here today, but I will record some videos with a walkthrough on setting up a demo account. There is some little tricks and nuances we've discovered, but we're going to record some videos that will make it very clear for new members. So get on board with MetaTrader on your phone. Don't get hung up on getting it on your desktop right away if you choose to go that direction, but make sure you get it on your phone. Click on the links, and opening a demo account. There's a few little tricks of the trade, but follow the instructions. If you run into some challenges, revert to the videos that we'll record on Traders Corner. All right. Again, step 4, watch these videos. So if you don't like the videos that I shoot for you at some point, check out these ones, or vice versa. All right, so then it's really important to walk through the process of making a trade, and don't care what it is. Literally pull out the phone with your member and say, okay, select this pair, press trade, enter some numbers, execute trade, and then close the trade. Profit, loss, leave it open, it doesn't matter. Just get them in the process of understanding how to, enter a trade with market execution, where to enter a stop loss and a take profit, and just get them familiar. The terms will be Greek in the beginning, but it is so important just to get started with that process. Okay, now we know Android and Apples are quite different, so if you're an Android user, best advice we have for you is to become an iPhone user. All right, so we'll skip to number 5 here. Now, I figured there'd be a few people that like that one. By show of hands, I guess. I've only seen a few faces. I was going to say, how many Android lovers do we have here?
iPhone.
There we go. iPhones. Yeah, we're Apple people. So, all right. So I covered this last week, and I won't recover it in too much detail, but it is critical that we get on the Telegram chat for communication. In fact, I spoke to one of my members today, and they told me, yeah, we're not using their, they haven't been connected to Telegram, so they haven't been getting all our messages. And so I want to reinforce this. Make sure absolutely everybody that comes on board gets on Telegram, okay? And revert to my video last week about the best way to get on, starting with your PC and then link it to your phone. It's just a faster way of getting started. But connect to the team Telegram here. Don't worry about the corporate. There's nothing going on there. Access the team Telegram, and a third option here that doesn't exist, which is access Traders Corner channel, which is what we're all part of right here. All right, and again, Traders Corner is, what's the link? It's t.me/Traders Corner, I think. Is that right, Roy?
I don't know. I just copy and paste.
Yeah, I believe it's like the short links for all channels are t.me/ and the name, and I'm pretty sure our name is just Traders Corner or Traders Corner FX, but we will let you know that, of course. So that's it. I mean, just it's so critical. We just follow these steps. Simple, get people trading right away. We actually have a fairly new member of our team, James. James is with us today. He came on board last week, and we went through this step by step. And you know what? We ran into a couple of hiccups, but because we had the model to follow, we were able to get through those steps and get him trading. And James, a couple of days later, we got you trading live. Is that right?
Talking about a different James.
Oh, different James. There it is. Okay. Well, wrong James tonight, but I'm muting this James again. But anyways, long story short, it is crucial that we onboard everyone with consistency. The last thing you want is people saying, "Oh, I didn't know about that," or "Oh, I didn't know about that." Make it a habit of going through these startup steps with every new member. Okay, so that's freedomrevolution.ca. Log in, or more specific, I skipped one step, is make sure you create an account with that new member. So I'm going to just log out right here and show you that right up here. Click register with your new member. That's really the first step you should do with a new member. Click register, sign up, and get instant access to what we just went through.
If I can just add one quick point there, when you register, I suggest that people always use the same login and password as you did for your IM Academy account, so that people are not getting lost, right? So if they use the same login information, same password for all of the sites, then it just makes it super easy. They don't have to tell you what it is. They just need to write it down on a piece of paper and remember, make sure they remember it. So
yeah, that's a great point, Roy. I try and do that, especially for all my trading accounts. I try and use the same info, different from my other businesses and whatnot, of course, but yeah, use a similar path. So I don't know if at this point we need to go into the IM Center at all. I want to keep this really to 20 minutes in our introductory session and move on to the next segment. Are you okay with that, Roy, or do you want to dive in?
No, that's fine. Yeah, we'll do that. Look, we want to make sure we have time for questions and answers as well. So going to jump in again. Let me see, taking it back. I'm going to share the screen.
Share again. There.
So can you see me now, the screen?
Can
you see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, now we see it. Or now it's coming. There we go.
There we go. So just again, when you look at the in the office, I'm going to be just covering off a couple of points really quickly. It's not, I shouldn't call it an office. Your learning academy, because it's really very, very powerful. You're going to see there's key elements within it. The academy is the most important thing to start. That's the starting point. So if you're a brand new member, you're going to go into the academy. You're going to go into Forex Academy. We're assuming you signed up for Forex. Okay, so it really doesn't matter if you're an elite member or a platinum member. This is really the starting point because it's the easiest to learn. It's the widest number of traders, live educators that you can follow. Most of the education is around Forex Academy. There's other academies within the platform, you know, cryptocurrency, high frequency, etc. But the foundation of the company is this Forex Academy. So before you do anything else, and if you're serious about success, just like if you're going to be, let's say, you decide I'm going to go to school to become an accountant, right? You're not going to be certified as an accountant unless you go to school. So just, you can't do it. And there's the only thing I can say with this, it's a lot easier than going to university because when you click here on Forex, what you're going to see is there's a series of education here. And sorry, let me click that again, try to get in. There we go. And it's the 100 series, 200, 300, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, however you want to look at that. Before anything else, after you get your MetaTrader, like Jason just showed you, the next thing you want to do is take the 100 series. This gives you the basic understanding of what Forex trading is, basic language. It takes an hour and 15 minutes to do it and you're done, okay? And then if you want, this next one is good as well. It's very good to take. But the fact is, even after the 100 series, you're ready to follow a live trader. And you're ready to learn whatever it is that you have within your program. So if you sign up as a platinum member, you're going to look under strategies here, and within strategies, you're going to see that the tools or strategies, what do you want to call that? Within the strategies, you have. So I'm trying to get rid of the screen to the right where everybody's face is. How do I do that? There we go.
I have two screens, so I just move it around.
There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that way I can do this, keep it in the middle. So if you're a platinum member, all you're going to have is Harmonics, and you're going to feel like, oh, maybe I should have had all this other stuff. Well, Jason signed up with Harmonics. Eventually, he added some other things. Harmonics is think of it as the flagship software. It's the most important one. Okay, the other thing I like to think about is all those live traders. There's like 130 of them. Many of them are trading on $1 million accounts. They started like you, not knowing anything or knowing very little. They're just really ordinary people that learned within the IM Academy to become successful. And all of them learned starting with Harmonics. So anybody that's been in this company for more than 3.5 years, that's all they had. When they started, that's all they had. So don't underestimate what you have. You're always looking, oh, I've got to have something else. Harmonics is a fantastic place to start. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about Harmonics tonight because I find that this is the easiest thing to do because of the style of learning that I have. So when I click Harmonics, right, I have Harmonics, so I click on Harmonics. For example, if I had Gold Cup, I could click Gold Cup, and then you'll see this larger icon pop up. But if you're a platinum member, the only thing that you'll be able to click on and get anything is click on Harmonics. This shows up. So what do you find out? You find out average number of trades per week is 200 plus. So if you ask Jason, you know, how many trades do you need on average per week to make 2-3% per day? I'm pretty sure your answer would be around 5 to 7 trades per day,
Yeah,
right?
Probably 3 to 5 really is
3 to 5. Okay, so there you go. So do you have enough trades here to be successful? And you know, you could do the math and say, well, there's plenty. you also have these recommended educators, and they're all really good. You'll notice Bass is an educator. You'll notice this guy over here. So there's a few names of this British guy, right? Manny Quiznos. So just they're in English, Spanish, and Dutch. So for example, Bass teaches harmonics, just so you know, it's not that important in Dutch, but we have English teachers, and you need to figure out, well, okay, how do I find these people? Because remember, the magic with IM Academy is that we have live traders who are trading, they're professional, and they're telling you what they're doing and why. Sometimes they're not telling you why, they're just telling you what they're doing, but if they're a good educator, they're telling you why I'm doing this, this is the trade I'm taking. And so you can literally go and find out exactly what these traders are doing. So, you know, after I follow the live traders a bit and get an education, I can actually click right into Harmonics and see the Harmonics scanner. Now, this isn't necessarily a good time of day to trade, but what the Harmonics trader does, the scanner, it's artificial intelligence. So you literally get the entry price and the stop loss. So you enter those numbers, entry price, stop loss, take profit. You know, later on, you're going to learn about take profit 2 and take profit 3. But when you're first starting, take profit 1 is all you do. Keep it super simple, low risk, and they're literally giving you recommended trades. And you can go down here and see some that have already taken place. So this is a person, if they would have said yes to the entry price right here, they already took profit here. That's pretty cool. That's too late to take it, but this is just to show you if you would have entered trades today. This one didn't come down far enough, so it didn't work. But you can see what it does. It tells you, good example, right? Entry price, take profit 1. And this is why you don't do take profit 2, because it went up to take profit 1 and then back down. It may never get to take profit 2. Keep it simple. You enter 3 numbers, stop loss, entry, and take profit. I can show you example after example. So it's actually quite easy to learn, because actually you don't really have to think too much. You have to know a little bit about this. So before you do what I'm showing you here, what you do first is you go back to the academy and you follow live traders who teach harmonics, okay? And this is the best part of the IM Academy. So you do the 100 series here. You do the, of course, you've got the harmonics strategy, so you can see how that works, but you go live. And when you click go live, the big difference between us and everyone else out there is you've got 130 traders that learned within the IM Academy to become successful. Some starting with almost nothing and just decided to learn a new skill, and they're successful. Some of those top traders aren't even networkers. I found out when I was in London that they're not big on networking, but they're sure big on trading, and that's how they made themselves very successful. And of course, even though they're not big on networking, they build teams because people love following a successful trader. It's just kind of cool to look at. So when you can choose language, and I just mentioned this very quickly because if you care about, you know, people in poor countries as well, there's all kinds of people in Africa and India and other poorer countries that don't necessarily speak English, but they might speak, you know, other languages, Hindi, for example. There's very soon going to be Cantonese and Mandarin as well, but it's international. So anybody, anywhere in the world can learn how to trade. And we have stories of people that were net worth like $200. They joined with everything they had. They joined this IM Academy. They learned how to trade and are very successful financially as a result of this skill that they learned. It's really cool. So when you go to the Go Live section, you pick your language. These are some of the featured presenters. Don't have to worry too much about that part. Just kind of interesting to see know the stories of some of those people. And you scroll down a little bit further. You have the main libraries, Forex trading, high frequency, crypto, and something else that's coming soon. But right now, this is where we emphasize, again, there's all kinds of trainings for Forex. But I would just jump right down here and go to either Forex Basic or Forex Advanced. I'm going to click Advanced, and you're going to find that you have all kinds of opportunities at a time that's convenient for you to follow a live trader. Okay, and so you have, for example, here in this list. Sorry, Jason, you're in my way here. So your face is my way. But anyway, you can scroll down, see all kinds of live traders. This couple right here, Jason, you've got people that love them. This is tell us a little bit about them, about this. They're Harmonics traders. You can see what time of day they're trading. It's very convenient. It's not, you know, in the middle of the night. Tell us a little bit about Chance and Samantha.
Yeah, so, you know, again, secondhand from the story that I've heard through one of my teammates, they're a young couple in their mid-20s. Chance started with the company when he was 19 years old, and he joined the company like 6 years ago, right near the beginning, where the only live educator on the platform was Chris Terry himself, the founder. And Chris Terry was the educator for everyone, and he learned the skill, or at least he learned how to copy and paste like the best of them, and he made a very good amount of money, became very successful in trading. Oops, I guess we got some non-mutes, or is that Roy?
No, it's not me.
All right, so just muting someone there. Anyways, he became successful copying and pasting, made a lot of money, but as the company grew and Chris Terry furthered himself away from educating and brought on new educators, he started trading on his own and real quickly realized that he hadn't developed a skill set, and he lost a lot, if not everything. I don't know exactly how much, but he kind of had to reset, and he went back to school. He went back and watched the videos, and he learned the skill, and literally went from being up on top back to the bottom, and then working himself back up without the support of Chris Terry directly, and became a seven-figure trader, and now has become a certified educator on the platform. So great story. And yet, like, I think he's 25 years old. Like, he's gone through a whole ordeal in learning the skills and learning the ordeals of trading, but now he's teaching. And so he's teaching, you know, our members some great lessons, but what I've heard great things about him is he really cares. He really takes the time to explain things. He's a good teacher, not just calling out trades. That's what he did in the beginning, is just listen to someone calling out trades, and it didn't help him. So he's all about really educating his students and his followers. And he trades at two different times. Trades during the London hour, you know, early morning, 2 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Eastern, and also in the New York session or actually, sorry, I think he trades a lot in the around the noon hour, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern, 12 our time. So a couple of time slots, and yeah, just a great educator. So, you know, highly recommended.
Perfect. And the thing that's cool about this is watch what happens. So you say, oh, I really like this couple. Let's say that you decide to kind of check them out and follow them. Look at what they have as within the platform. You have the recorded sessions of this couple, and where they teach you. And they even have the most recent trading sessions, all of their education. So not only do you have the IM 100, 200, 300, 400 series, but when you start connecting with a trader, you decide, wow, this is a couple I can really relate to. I can follow them. Then you can go in deeper into their training program for their people, right? So it's an amazing system that they have. And it's really all about finding a time slot that works for you, and then follow a live trader. Stay focused to one thing. You have Harmonics. You might as well, you can follow any of these traders as a platinum member. There's no shortage of people you can follow, right? You can see this list, it's huge. And so you just pick out the time zone that works best for you. And that's one way of doing this. The other way is when you go back to the Go Live platform. This thing's just a little bit slow here moving, but there we go. When you go back to the Go Live platform, so I showed you all the live traders under Forex, same thing under Forex Basics. And here, almost all of these traders are Harmonics traders. So again, I did a lot of studying into the Harmonics, and I realized there you are again, chances there. So you've got great people that teach you the basics. So you have that group to follow. And the other thing you can check out is specifically, yeah, specifically I went one button too far. There we go. And specifically, you can also go and find this Harmonics page right there, right? If you click Harmonics, and you're going to find these are educators that are purely doing the platform that I'm talking about, Harmonics. Very, very popular trader, educator. This is probably the number one, top 3 of the educators in the company. E-Trades Harmonics, right? So 9 a.m., 6 a.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. Mountain time. So yeah, it's usually earlier in the morning or late at night kind of thing. But when you find the right trader, it's not a problem. You'll just find out, I really like this person, the style of education. There's many, many different choices that you have. So don't underestimate that and just say, okay, so how do I get in when I'm a Harmonics member? How do I follow the live trader? We showed you how to find when they're trading, right, with the schedule. But the last piece is now you go all the way to the bottom and you'll find out who's currently a live trader. So these 3 gentlemen are live traders. I don't know, I don't recognize any of those names, but if I were to click on them, you would literally go into their current live trading session. So
Yeah,
if you
meaning
were
they're live right now.
They're live right now at this moment in time. And so you can literally listening to them. So again, once you choose when and who you're going to join, you know at 7 a.m. on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, a certain trader, I'm going to follow him. And then you'll find them in the live education section, or you can also find them right in the very platform that I showed you where their faces, you just click in, and instead of having a recording, you'll see them live. So it's done in such a way that if you're serious about learning a new skill, this is as easy as it gets. But the only thing is, like you heard the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, right? So we can't make money for you. You have to make money for yourself. There's a certain amount of commitment you need to make to say, I'm going to try to make this work for me, right? So we're just showing you tonight that you have that opportunity with Harmonics, with plenty of live traders, all kinds of traders you can follow. The last thing I'll say about that is even you know, as we do with following Bass, for example, every night, Sunday night till Thursday, from 11:30 till 12:30, 11:30 p.m. till about 12:30 a.m. Bass does this trading session. So there's a group of us that join by way of a Zoom call. So what's kind of cool with this is that if you're a platinum member, you're not elite, you're in the cheaper program, through the Zoom system, you can experience Bass. Now, Bass is trading at that time with something called pivots. And I have pivots because I'm elite, but I actually never use pivots. I use Harmonics. I just listen to Bass, and when he does a trade idea, I enter the numbers, right? So you literally don't have to be an elite member to follow and enter trades. All you need to do is be able to listen. The idea is, as a platinum member, you're going to discover someone somewhere that you really like. And if there's anyone you really like that's not a Harmonics trader, it's okay. You do a small upgrade, and now you can follow them live in your own time zone. Or we do have a number of opportunities that we have to be able to get you on board as far as a trader goes. And I'm just going to show you this because I just discovered this last week. And sorry, here, just click this right here. So this is I discovered this last week. I'm ashamed to say, but I have to say, maybe some of you will relate to this. When I first joined this team with Freedom Revolution, they kept talking to me about, you know, the Telegram and Facebook. And I said, well, why can't you just send me an email, right? Just send me an email, because I kept saying, send me emails and texts, because that's how I'm used to doing communication. They said, no, you've got to learn this, right? So what I discovered is that once I get past my own pride, if I had a Facebook page, not very active, didn't do anything on Telegram, but Telegram and Facebook are fantastic. So I have joined now joined with the Freedom Revolution Facebook page. So if you can get yourself to that point, it's fantastic. All kinds of announcements and events, you can follow along there. But this is the part that's very, very valuable. And if you click events, you're going to find this is a treasure, guys. What I'm about to tell you, discovered a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, I was planning to try to figure out how to do this, and somebody else already has. So there you have a Zoom link Wednesday and Thursday to join Lee Allen. Lee Allen started with $50, turned it into $1 million. She's a live trader. She's a teacher, like very, very much step-by-step teacher. Her style is slow and simple, and you can follow Lee Allen. You might decide, I love Lee Allen. And the good news is a platinum member, through becoming a member, because you're an IM Academy member, you get to join Freedom Revolution Facebook. It's members only. You go to that events section, guess what? There's the Zoom link right there. You get to join a Zoom link and watch Lee Allen trade. I don't know what she's trading at that time of day. I think it's Vibrata, or maybe it's pivots. I don't know for sure. But if you're a platinum member, whatever she's using, you don't get access to Lee Allen except through the Zoom link that our team provides. It's to give you an exposure to styles of traders that people really like. There's the night pip trade. This is what and I do. Jason more than I, but at night we join with Bass. And so again, this is, you're going to see that this is every night from, you can actually click the detail on this, from Sunday to Thursday, and you can experience the Bass trading experience Tuesdays and Friday. Kathy Kirkland, the preacher who became a trader, and she started with $70. Boy, she's a smart lady, though. Don't underestimate that. She talks very fast and moves fast. Just if you're trying anything different, always make sure that what you do is you use a demo account only when you really feel comfortable with trading live with your own money, even if it's with $20. Wait until you're comfortable, right? So that's what we have as a basic platinum member. You don't have to have the elite stuff. You have so much with platinum member, but if you don't use it, you'll never experience the benefit of it. What we have is a team that created all kinds of ways for you to be able to join various live sessions. And the nice thing with the Zoom calls, by the way, is there's a group of 20, 30, 40 of us that are joining Bass's live trading, and we're able to ask questions. If you're brand new, you might feel like this is a dumb question, but I'll type in my question in the chat, and everybody's there to help you, right? So when you're first getting started, the Zoom call is a fantastic way to start. So just so you know, those are all things that are available to us. Many of you might have seen this before, but hopefully if you're brand new, you can see everything you need is there. We want you to trade successfully, first with a demo account. When you're ready with a live account, we'll help you with that as well. So what we want to do is switch over now with our presentation, our side, questions that you have. And any question you have is relating to trading, I should say, Forex trading. I feel like I couldn't answer a question about crypto, so don't ask me, or high-speed trading. But if it's Forex trading, I'm pretty sure Jason and I can help you, most likely Jason more than I.
Now,
so, do you have any questions? You can either unmute or type in your questions, whatever. Thanks.
Now, while you guys are thinking of your questions, I want to just add to that list, Roy, and let you guys know that if you feel comfortable with joining me, of course, I am hosting a session every night at 11 this week, 11 p.m. Eastern Mountain Time, 11 to 1 while we're doing the marathon with Bass. And then on regular days beyond this week, it will be at 11:30 every night. So the Traders Corner Zoom channel, as you guys all know, you're on it right now. this link, easy way to remember, it's zoom.traderscorner.org. Type that in and join anytime between about 10:45 this week and about 11:15 starting next, or 11:30 starting next week. So.
Okay, guys, thanks very much. Any questions anyone has as to how this getting started piece works, or any more sophisticated questions, or if somebody has an interesting tip or trick that they want to share with us that's worked well with them, we'd love to hear from you. And only one at a time, please.
Awesome. Well, great job so far, Roy. Good overview on Harmonics. In the future, everyone, we'll probably do even deeper dives on tools, but we want to keep this a very sort of high-level overview of the tools, how to find tools, how to access them, what to look for, and then we'll do breakout sessions, in the near future, or even separate videos where I'll just record a session with someone who trades it regularly, and we'll just talk through it and answer a lot of questions. But for now, like I say, we've got members new and old here. Fire some questions away, guys.
Or comments.
I'm wondering what do you think? Like, there's so many strategies out there, right? So many different people to watch. But I'm wondering what's is there one main thing that we should try and learn? Like, for instance, the harmonics. Is there one main thing that we should learn to help us guide ourselves, even when we're watching other people making trades and going, ooh, I don't know if I want to take that one, you know what I mean? Because what I learned do you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, no, for sure, Brenda.
You mind if I answer that, or you got it?
Yeah, no, for sure, Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, how I advise my team is it starts with two things. First thing, you have access pretty much to one tool, or you can join in a variety of Zoom calls to experience other types of strategies. But here's my advice to every new member starting out, or any member who's struggling with this question. Find a time zone that you can commit to watching live. All right. Doesn't mean you can't do stuff on your own, but find an hour a day to commit to watching somebody in a live stream. So it starts with that. It starts with going through the schedule, going through the calendars, and saying, okay, who can I follow? Am I a late owl? Can I stay up from midnight to 1 a.m. every night and follow Bass, or do I want to get up real early and follow Kathy Kirkland at 5 a.m. Or somewhere in between, a Lee Allen at 7 a.m. Right? So find an educator you can tune into 1 hour a day as a committed trader. Develop a trading plan. So that trading plan just starts with make a commitment to an hour a day, or an hour every few days with a live educator. All right. And then try that out. Get a feel for it. First thing I look for is, can I stand listening to the person? Because let's face it, there are a very diverse group of traders and educators on the platform. Some that I can't understand a word they're saying, or they're just not good educators, right? They're good traders, they're awesome traders, and they know their stuff, but they're not what I need to learn, right? So you just need to find your fit, both in, first off, time zone, second off, is it a feel? And you can experience whether they're a good fit before you commit to their time training, because you can go watch some recordings and see if you can handle listening to them. So for me, my choice was easy. I just kind of followed what I was willing to stay up in a late hour, and I heard there was a lot of success following someone. So I started with Bass, and I have since tried to follow 3, 4, 5 others at some point, and then I've come back to just following one. I honestly I love Lee Allen. I love her style of teaching, but even her style and her strategy of teaching how to trade gold was different than trading Forex pairs. And I felt I ran into trouble because I was trying to apply my pivot strategy to both styles, and it was confusing. So to answer your question, you just got to pick one, get familiar with them, and stick with it. If it's not working, it's okay to switch, but don't be just rushing around trying everyone all at once. You got to kind of start there.
Yeah. That was kind of my second add-on question is like pick one and learn the strategy and do it rather than trying to learn several or not even learn, but just copying and pasting from different people. Like I said to Steve today, and I don't know if this makes sense, but I says if you all the traders say they have like an 80+% win rate, but if you take 2 trades from here and 2 trades from there and 2 trades from there, well, what if you got their 2 losses and their 2 losses and their 2 losses? So does that kind of make sense? Like if you start following a whole bunch of different people?
Yeah.
Well,
The one thing that I learned too with the different traders, they all have different risk mitigation strategies. So when you switch from one to the other, you might not realize that Kathy Kirkland has a lot size setting on her trades completely different, right? And so you're going in with Bass's lot size, and his strategy for risk mitigation is very specific to him. And if you take that risk mitigation strategy and go to somebody else, you're going to be in big trouble. So you first have to follow with a demo account a trader that you like, and then really learn that system and understand the risk mitigation strategy. And of course, once you settle on a couple of strategies, it might be Harmonics and Gold Cup or Harmonics and pivots, whatever it is. It shouldn't be much more than that. There's no need to have 3, 4, 5. At the most, I think 3 is the most that you can really master. But always start with Harmonics because it's part of what you get. You're paying for it. It's flagship. It teaches so much. It's got artificial intelligence attached to it. Then with the opportunities to follow other traders and not necessarily own the program. You didn't buy pivots, but I can follow Bass. It doesn't get better than that. If you end up liking Bass, then later on you can upgrade and add pivots an extra $20 per month. But there's no rush to make that decision.
Yeah.
This might be like for us that have been trading for a while and then watching the Freedom from the Rat Race page, there's a lot of people that are like killing it, right? I don't know if I want to segregate or say that there seem to be the younger generation. But do you think those ones that are like really killing it and making like really big profits are just because they're catching on faster or because they're trading way more stuff? Do you, I don't know if you would even have an answer for that.
You don't
like,
know.
how do you make?
You don't know because there's, like I say, you don't know what trader they're following, but what strategy they're following. But even if you did know what strategy and what trader they're following, you never know how many trades a day they're taking. Are they just trading that 1 hour a day with a trader, or are they trading on their own as well, right? And
yeah, I wouldn't mind them. Sorry, when they do their testimonials, if they actually kind of delved into that a little bit more on, like, yeah, I made 300%, like that one couple said, in a week and a half. And, is that because they were taking tons and tons of trades, or they just, ended up, doing larger lot sizes than they should have? Or
the last 3 weeks, the volatility of the market gave huge profits if you got on the right side of a trade. And if you got on the wrong side of a trade, the opposite. So the volatility has an upside and a downside. I by accident made $500 in off a $3,000 account by accident, right? It's like I just was on the right side of a trade, and then the next trade the other way. So I stay away from the really volatile stuff because realistically, it's if you're doing the higher risk trades, you can easily blow your account. You can have 50, 100, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. You can find yourself overconfident and blowing your account. I'd rather really learn to risk mitigate and be satisfied with 3-4% per day and keep it, as opposed to, I made 20% per day. Let's try that again tomorrow, because you're going to get yourself in trouble with that. It's just not realistic. All the live traders will tell you the same thing. If you're making 3-4% per day, that's really good. And every once in a while, you have a much better day than that. But law of averages. Every once in a while, you're going to lose money as well. You have to be consistent. You have to stick with as Jason said, find an hour that works for you, commit to it, be steady with it. And if you are, then, like that range of 3 to 4% is huge. And that you shouldn't want more than that, because if you do, again, it can get you in trouble.
Yeah, and that's the only way you're going to develop the skill where you can become independently trading on your own. If you keep bouncing around from one trainer to the next, one strategy to the next, you just never get that confidence to be able, and you got to go through the losses to get to the wins. And, in my experience, I mean, there's the ups and downs, right? We had a couple of rough weeks in November, and then a great December. And then we had a couple of rough weeks in January, then a great finish, and then an amazing February, and then a good start to March, and then a couple of rough weeks here in March. And, you're going to get your ups and downs, but the bottom line is, if you stick with one strategy, one skill, you will just keep gaining that momentum and experience, and it'll no longer become you have a bad week, but you just know in your mindset, you just know that, oh yeah, no problem, I had a crappy week, okay, I took some losses, so be it, because next week's going to be better, and you just trust the system.
Okay, good advice.
Okay,
By the way,
there's one other question anywhere. Somebody else at all? Because we want to make sure that if you do have questions, you can type them in, you can email us, anything like that. In the ideal world, and we're going to get there very soon, when somebody joins one day, within 48 hours, we want them learning the basics to get started, live trader, and comfortable with the the path we can kind of provide for them. And so, of course, if you do have suggestions for what we can do to improve our Wednesday night sessions, we'd love to hear back from you as well.
This has been a great.
Brenda or Judy, go ahead.
I just want to say it's been a good session. I appreciate this, the brevity and the really good specific training. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Judy. Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
James asked if 3% today's profit is a very realistic goal to obtain.
I think people that have done this for a while, over a period of 3, 4, 5 months, will tell you that you're going to hit, if you aim for 2 to 3, you'll have times when you're hitting 4 and times where you're hitting 0. It averages out. So anything less, anything that is in that 2 to 3% is quite. You're here often enough from people that's realistic. Yeah. I know, Jason, if you had something to add or subtract to that.
Yeah, our educator Bass that I follow, he insists that new traders, when they develop a trading plan and they set their goals, he said set your goals and your mindset for 2% a day, because that is absolutely achievable for brand new traders if they follow what he's teaching. Now, I can say I'm not of the norm. I shoot for 3%. That's my personal goal, and my trading plan is set for the year based on 3% per day. And I've hit that. I actually don't know the number based on percentage, but I probably hit it somewhere in the neighborhood of 80% of every week. I've hit 3% a day average. So in the last 4 months, three months. So anyway, all that to say is, and it's important to know that percentage and know what your target is, because one thing that helps me is some days I take a few trades and I'm like, oh, I only hit 1.5%. Well, I'm not complacent with that. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll actually take another hour of trading if I have to get to my 3%, right? However, on other days where you get your 3% or your 4% and you say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to get greedy. Let's just continue on our day and take our wins, right?
Yeah.
So.
Right,
perfect.
thanks.
Well, anyway, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining us, and let's spread the word. This is for anyone within the IM Academy. We're okay with anybody with any team joining us and using the tools that we make available. It's we want everyone to be successful, and so feel free to spread the word. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email them to Jason or I.
And just a reminder, please, everyone, take a quick moment to click on the YouTube channel, go like or go subscribe to our channel. Pretty soon, I'm going to start loading it up with content. I want to get the word out. I want to get our subscriber count up so that we can put a brand on our channel so people can find it easier. but more importantly, so that we can develop more content for you, and not just the basic stuff for brand new traders, but for people who just want to keep advancing their career focused on traders. So help me out, go subscribe to that, and tell anyone else that might be looking for those resources.
I'm subscribed.
Perfect. Thank you, Brenda. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
See you in a bit, Jason.
All right, see you tonight.